Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dennis Dukoniale. If you're new here, please ensure that you subscribe and don't forget to subscribe to Mr. Hamisi Semanda's YouTube channel because there's quite a lot that you're going to learn on his channel. But today I have him and we're going to talk about what amount of land is actually required to start up a goat farm and what are the systems used on those particular land. Does the system determine the amount of land you're going to use? And by the way, how many systems are actually there when it comes to goat farming? Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Not bad.
Thank you for having us here. Yeah. What is required amount of land to actually start goat farming?
The required land that you need, it will depend on the number of animals that you want. Then also, what are the requirements, like basics, you need to have when you want to do goat farming? One, you are looking at the land, the one we've talked about. Two, look at the source of the water. Three, look at the pastures. You get? Being with the land doesn't mean that you have water. Doesn't mean that you have the pastures.
True.
But those are all requirements. Then also look at the genetics, which is the breed. Also look at the labor, which is the manpower. So those are the best things that you have to look at. If you have, let's say, an acre of land and you really want to do free range, if you're doing free range, that means you are looking at 13 goats per acre.
On free range?
On free range. But in average land of this country, because some areas go dry, you will do maximum 50 goats. Whereby, on that an acre, you will plant part of it, Chloris Guyana, you will plant part of it, alfalfa, and part of it, you will do Bracharia mulatto.
Let's talk about land requirement for about 200 goats. How much space should somebody be? Be it, let's compare it with two systems, both zero grazing and free range.
Zero grazing for 200 goats, even if I have around 5 acres, it's good to go. Okay. Because I can plant the 5 acres, the 4 acres, 2 acres I put alfalfa, 1 acre Bracharia mulatto, 1 acre Chloris Guyana. So that I can be harvesting every month if I have rain. I can sustain those animals. Then 1 acre, it is for their accommodation, for the workers' accommodation, and so on. So basically, that. 200 goats, look at 5 acres. It can really do
on
very
zero
well on zero grazing. But if you're doing free range, each acre count 13 goats.
Okay.
So that's around how many goats?
If you're saying 13, that's about 20 acres plus.
Yeah, so 13 times 4.
Somewhere,
it's around 13, that is 26. 26, that is around 50, that's around 60 goats. I told you, the smaller the space, the more you invest in the feeds. So let's say if you have your 50 by 100, that's a very big space for accommodation of the animals, and it can really give you very good results. You can even put over 300 goats in that 50 by 100. But what do you need to do? You need to plant the grasses. This is a rainy season as per now. The grasses are growing every month, and people are growing beans, people are growing soya beans, people are growing a lot of legumes that has a lot of protein and which has a lot of carbohydrates. We can use even those leftovers, like the soya bean leftovers, like the maize leftovers, even the cobs themselves, they can be crushed into the same. And then we have those grasses like the panicum, mukonzi konzi, that's in Uganda. You know, there is panicum maximum and giant panicum. Right now it's raining, we have a lot of grasses, but people don't even think about of storage of grasses. The reason why people have really failed to do goat farming is because they get a wrong approach. Somebody does only silage and say, I'm only doing silage, you get? And these animals are fond of utilizing the dry grasses even more. I have told you many times, if you have silage, do a half of silage, a half of a kilo of silage, give it to that one goat. Then also give it a quarter of that concentrate, the one that I've told you. That concentrate, mix it in the maize bran. If you have a grass called Chloris Guyana, mix it there. Because Chloris Guyana has a lot of carbohydrates. Like for Napiers, it's also good if you give them fresh. Maybe you can even dry it, or you can even chop it. It also has carbohydrates. But we need grasses that are hard, which has a lot of carbohydrates. Goats really want to feed on those grasses. They are called grasses. It's more important. So if you have Chloris and you have no maize, you can just use Chloris because it's a source of carbohydrates. Put in our concentrates, which has vitamins. Also have your alfalfa as a source of protein. Or maybe soya, if you have it.
You've talked extensively about land, but can you talk about the different systems of goat raising?
Yeah, we have actually different systems. Me at my farm, I do zero, I do semi-intensive, and I also do free range.
Okay.
Free range is done on the animals that are already weaned. Zero grazing is done on the males that are too active and they are serving. Semi-intensive is done on the animals that are expecting, those that are going to produce. So all in all, what determines all that is all about the number of animals and the land that you have and the motive that you have. So all those systems, semi-intensive, that's when you let your animals go, graze or browse. When they come back, you do a supplementary for a reason. Let me say I talked about of steaming up of animals, my animals producing at the same time. I do semi-intensive. Why? They have to go harvest the grass. Then after harvesting the grass, they come back here and we supplement them with some food. We do supplementary to them. Why? Because we want to steam them up and they get a lot of milk. We produce healthy goats and strong goats. You get it? Strong babies.
Okay.
So we need those animals to have milk. That's why we do the supplementary. And that's when we supplement with silage for sugar graze. We supplement with alfalfa powder. We supplement with the bracharia powder. We supplement with Chloris powder. So that is the semi-intensive. They go eat when they come back in the evening, you supplement them. The system called zero grazing, there, I do that to the males because those males, we always import them from South Africa and we give them a lot of females. We drain them. We give them more females to serve all the time. That means they are losing a lot of energy. They are losing a lot of protein. So during day, we give them the feeds on zero grazing, and in the night, they are busy doing the job because we need the kids. So that is one item that I look at. Then also the winners, the male winners that we are winning off at 3 months and put them separate because we don't want them to go back to the main section where they are born, but we want them to grow. What do? Put them on zero grazing, feed them like the way you want, and don't let them go out because the moment they go out, they will go back to their main flock and they will start disturbing the mothers, they will serve the sisters, and they will cause a lot of miscarriages. So that is, keep them under zero grazing such that they get used to each other. You even replace the milk they have been getting with the supplementary that you're doing. So me, the winner males, those are the ones I keep at zero grazing. The winner females, I also sometimes put them on zero grazing because I want them to get used. Then for 1 month, and then I let them go to their section. Then I think those are the systems. The free range, those are the weaned one already. The male weaned completely, and then the female weaned completely. Because I don't see any reason why I want them to grow big unless I have some animals that I really need to test their capacity of growth, their maximum attaining for a day. Those are the ones I can supplement. But mostly The ones that have early pregnancy, those are free range. The ones that have just been weaned completely, they go for free range. Those are the female winners. And then the male winners that have just been completely weaned, they also go for free range. The rest, I do what they call supplemental.
Wow, interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having joined us today. We are still having Mr. Hamisi. He's going to be here, elaborate a lot more about goat farming. My name is Dennis Duke Onyala. Don't forget to follow him on his YouTube channel, Hamisi Semanda. But also don't forget to come and support him at his Ham's Grill Cafe,
Yes.
located in Kayunga District. Until then, Happy New Year.